A long time ago, before anything existed, God created the universe. He filled it with bright stars, a glowing sun, and shining moon. He made mountains, oceans, and vast fields. He created every kind of animal, from fish that swam in the seas to birds that soared in the sky. When God looked at everything he had made, he said,
"It is good."
but something was still missing. So God made something very special, a person. He created Adam, the first man, in his own image. Unlike the animals, Adam could think, speak, and make choices. He could know and love God, his creator. When God saw Adam, he said, "It is very good." God gave Adam a big and important job. He was to take care of the earth, name the animals, and rule over everything God had made. But God knew Adam needed a helper, someone to share his life with. So God created Eve, a perfect partner for Adam. Together, Adam and Eve lived in a beautiful garden called Eden, where they walked and talked with God. Everything was perfect, until one day, a sneaky serpent came along. God had given Adam and Eve only one rule. They could eat from any tree in the garden except for one, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God wanted them to trust him to know what was right and wrong, rather than deciding for themselves. But the serpent, Satan in disguise, had other plans. One day, as Eve was near the forbidden tree, the serpent slithered close and whispered,
"Did God really say you can't eat from this tree?"
"He's keeping something from you. If you eat it, you'll be just like him, knowing everything." Eve looked at the fruit. It looked delicious. She believed the serpent's lie, that God was holding something back. So she took a bite. Then she gave some to Adam, and he ate too. At that moment, everything changed. Before, Adam and Eve had felt happy, free, and close to God. Now, they felt afraid, ashamed, and guilty. They tried to hide from God, but he knew what they had done. Because they had chosen to disobey, sin now ruled over them. Instead of ruling the earth, Adam and Eve would now face hardship, pain, and death. From that time on, every person would struggle with sin, selfishness, pride, and disobedience. But even in that dark moment, God gave a promise. He told the serpent that one day, a special person, the seed, would come. This person would defeat Satan and restore what was lost. Many years passed, and people spread across the earth. Some followed God, but many turned away from him. God was looking for someone who would trust him completely. His eyes searched the world, and he found a man named Abram, who lived in a city called Ur. One day God spoke to Abram and said, "Leave your home and go to a land I will show you." Abram didn't know where he was going, but he trusted God and obeyed. God made 3 amazing promises to Abram. "I will give you a land of your own. I will make your family into a great nation. I will bless the whole world through your family." To confirm this, God changed Abram's name to Abraham, which means father of many nations. Even though Abraham and his wife, Sarah, were very old, God kept his promise. He gave them a son named Isaac. Isaac grew up and had twin sons, Esau and Jacob. But Jacob was a trickster. Even at birth, Jacob grabbed Esau's ankle, as if trying to pull him back so he could be born first. As they grew older, Jacob tricked Esau into giving up his birthright, the special blessing for the firstborn son. Later, he tricked their father into giving him the blessing that should have gone to Esau. One night, Jacob had a strange encounter. As he was alone, the angel of God came and wrestled with him. Jacob fought all night, refusing to let go until God blessed him. Because Jacob's heart had changed, God gave him a new name, Israel, meaning one who strives with God. Jacob had 12 sons, and they became known as the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob's favorite son was Joseph, and his brothers knew it. They became so jealous that they sold Joseph into slavery and told their father he was dead. But God had a plan. Even as a slave in Egypt, Joseph remained faithful, and over time, Joseph became a powerful leader under Pharaoh. Years later, a terrible famine spread across the land. People everywhere had no food, including Joseph's brothers. They traveled to Egypt to buy grain, not knowing Joseph was in charge. When they realized it was Joseph, they were terrified, but Joseph forgave them. He told them, "You meant to harm me, but God used it for good." Because of Joseph, Abraham's family survived and grew into a great nation, just as God had promised. But God's greatest promise was still to come. One day, through Abraham's family, the seed would be born, the one who would crush the serpent and defeat sin forever. That person was Jesus. Jesus would come to fix what was broken, bring people back to God, and offer forgiveness for sin. Through him, the whole world would be blessed, just as God had promised Abraham long ago. And God always keeps his promises.